Hello, this is Mark Vogel. I'm here to do my analysis on WordPress. There are many online tools that allow students to present their understanding of the content through engaging ways. Different assignments can be accomplished better through different tools depending on what the task requires. Blogging is a great tool that can be incorporated to online courses where students can make daily posts about their opinions and findings. It is fairly easy for a student to create a blog along with creating the actual blog posts. These tools certainly promote collaboration in the online learning atmosphere. WordPress is an online blogging site that allows students various ways to share what they have learned. One benefit to using WordPress is that students can make their own site by personalizing their page by picking themes, adding photos, and creating a heading, all of which can describe the person's interests. Another bonus to WordPress is that you can actually share your post to other social media accounts. Social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest are just a few accounts that you can share blog posts to. When creating an account on WordPress and starting a blog, you have the option of using WordPress.com or WordPress.org. If you're just starting out with blogging and are only going to do it temporarily, WordPress.com is the right site for you. WordPress.com is free, however, you do not have full control of your blog, and the site can incorporate ads into your blog to make it appear like spam, and they can also delete your blog at any time. WordPress.org is a site that is created for people who are more serious about blogging. This site is free to download, however, you will be required to have a domain and hosting, which will cost a couple of dollars a month. WordPress.org is self-hosted, where WordPress.com is not. After doing some research on the sites, I found that WordPress.com offers 200 themes, 20 to 30 plugins, and consists of 3 gigabytes for free. On the other hand, WordPress.org offers 1,500 plus themes, along with 15,000 plugins, which you are allowed to extend your site. WordPress.org also usually contains unlimited storage. So here's WordPress.com, and if you go ahead and click Get Started, it's very easy to sign up for and get started with. It'll take you to this page where so they'll ask you to enter your domain, what your website's going to be, and it's a very easy process to get started. Here's actually what WordPress.org looks like, and it's very similar. Another also benefit from using WordPress is it's very easy to hook up to your mobile devices. That makes it very easy to share. You can post it anywhere at any time. Here they talk about how it's you can use it with iOS and Android, so it's very easy to use. I was required to use a blog in one of my online courses to submit our assignments, and I really enjoyed using the blog because I could personalize the page and make it my own. We were required to read articles and post our reactions and opinions to how the articles related to our teaching practices. Once we posted our response, we were required to comment on 2 of our classmates' posts, which prompted us to collaborate with our peers and see others' viewpoints on similar topics. WordPress makes it easy for you to follow others, and our professor required us to follow our classmates. This was beneficial because WordPress has a feed similar to social media accounts where any post created by someone you follow appears, and they're in chronological order, starting with the most recent posts. Another nice feature with WordPress are the analytics on the site. Being a math teacher and a numbers guy, I appreciate the stats that you can find relating to your site. On the Stats tab, WordPress tells you how many followers and visitors you have had, how many views your blog has received, along with how many views per day and per month. So right here is the Stats tab on WordPress. So it really goes in. It's really nice because it'll show you like how many people have seen your site, your visitors. This is kind of cool too. It tells you the most popular day of the week, at what time you get more views at. So it's really beneficial so you can see when people are seeing your posts and what time maybe to post. Experience with WordPress in my grad course, I decided to create my own personal blog to post about food, working out, and travel. These are some of my favorite things, and I would post weekly about the things I was doing for my friends and family to follow my hobbies. It was so easy for me to take photos and create posts while making my site unique and personalized. After my experience with WordPress, I would consider this tool to be more asynchronous. Blog posts will allow students to demonstrate their mastery by written text along with incorporating photos. updating information, making reflection, written dialogue, product development, and status reports are all mentioned in Table 5.1 in the course text. These strategies are ways WordPress can promote students to learn in a collaborative environment. So here's actually the site I created on my blog. So if you can see, here's a Memorial Day weekend post I created. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. So here's a Mother's Day post I posted from last year. That's actually my sister who's also taking this course, and there is our mom. So again, I like to post about food, so I have a lot of food in there. So throughout my blog here, I'll scroll down to, here's an Easter post with some of the food we had, and there's a salad I made. I would also put goals. I don't know, I'm just really motivated with goals, which I use in my classes for my students, so I think I would incorporate this into my online courses as well. I believe teaching the content, but I also believe preparing the students for their future and motivating them, and those also help. So here's a trip I had to Florida, so I also like to post about my travel that I went with my friends. So here again, I put some food in that post as well, and then we also went to like a golf driving range, which was a lot of fun too. So this really allowed me to show my interests, and the page is really mine, and I could do whatever I wanted on it. In my Algebra 1 course, I would require my students to create a blog while using WordPress.com since the site is free. The blog is only temporary and strictly for the course. Therefore, I think WordPress.com is more appropriate for my students based on the experience I have had using the site. I would promote my students to personalize their blog and make it their own. This will keep the students more engaged and while taking more pride while creating blog posts throughout the course. Next, they would be required to follow all of their classmates so they can easily receive their classmates' posts on their feed. Throughout the course, I would post articles for the students to read that relate to the current content to the real world. In math class, students are often asking why they need to know certain topics or where they are going to use, as they would say, this stuff in their lives. This would give myself the opportunity to provide the students with ways this content somehow impacts their lives or could impact their lives in the future. The students would then be required to post a well-thought response to the article on their blog. WordPress to my online course would be a great way for students to demonstrate what they have learned, along with allowing them to take pride in their work. Demonstrating mastery is one of the collaborative outcomes mentioned in Table 5.3. Incorporating WordPress would certainly allow my students to show their understanding of the content. An assignment that jumped out my mind when I saw WordPress is a proportions activity my students complete. The assignment requires students to take photos of things in real life outside, including their shadows and their height, and somehow finding the height of the object using a proportion. Students in today's society are already used to uploading photos and making posts about their hobbies and interests on their social media page. This assignment would allow students to relate to the algebra content to the real world while making the assignment meaningful and memorable. Finally, I would also incorporate self-reflection through WordPress. Along with demonstrating mastery, reflection is another one of the collaborative outcomes mentioned in Table 5.3. Self-reflection is a strategy that can be integrated into any type of classroom, and an online course has many various ways that it can be incorporated. Both the student and teacher would be able to benefit from this because the student can demonstrate what they learned and enjoyed about the assignment. The student can also demonstrate their growth by taking pride throughout their self-reflection, which makes this strategy meaningful to the student. When a student self-reflects, the teacher has the opportunity to measure the student's progress and their understanding of the content. This task can easily be done on WordPress, which is a great tool for collaboration in an online course.